We'd spent the first 10 days in and around Estepona before moving on up to Olvera in the mountains. Zahara de la Sierra was one of 2 locations we'd visited this particular day. You may want to take a look at the Grazalema video in this series, as that's definitely a place worth a visit. November in Andalusia is one of travel's best kept secrets. The summer heat has finally retreated, leaving behind a crisp 18 degrees Celsius. We've arrived in Zahara de la Sierra, a town that looks less like a place to live and more like a 13th century theme park. We started the morning visiting Grazalema, leaving us only a few hours to see Zahara before negotiating the drive back to our apartment in the dark. Our mission was to conquer the castle, explore the town, and try not to look too knackered on some of the steepest streets in Spain. Let's see if Zahara is as effortless as it looks on a postcard.
All these little pueblos blancos just nestled into the mountains.
The El Gastor Reservoir dam was built in 1992, being fed primarily by the Guadalete River. Holding an estimated 223 million cubic metres of water, it supports a variety of water sports, an artificial beach, and many wildlife walking trails. Springtime is best for visiting the lake, as the hills are in bloom and the water levels are at their fullest. As you can see from the video, the surrounding hills look parched in November, with much of the vegetation burnt to a crisp after months of drought from the Andalusian summer, and the water levels are at their annual lowest, still waiting for the winter rains to roll in from the Mediterranean.
I don't think I've ever seen you do so much climbing in one week. Everybody would think you'd just done the Himalaya.
First, we decided to tackle the castle. Historically, this fortress was designed to be impenetrable. 500 years later, the incline is still doing a remarkably good job of keeping people at bay.
I don't think we've really stopped climbing since we started that morning in Gibraltar. Life seems to be in perpetually uphill from that point forward. So as we're walking out to that precipice in a minute. We've now made it to the top of the castle in Zahara de Sierra. What a walk, mighty climb up, but wow, are you repaid with some incredible views. The vista from the top of here is absolutely spectacular. If you're able to make it up, it's highly recommended.
The panorama of the lake goes on forever against the brown mountains as a backdrop. Standing here, you get that top of the world feeling. It's the perfect spot to look down on a town and plot your route through those streets below. The walk up is what I'd call scenically demanding. It's the kind of path where you find yourself stopping frequently. Of course you need a breather, but you also need to stop and soak in those views and all of that history. It's quiet, it's rugged, and it's a lot more vertical than the brochures imply. Once you reach the top, the logic of building a town on a cliff becomes clear. Down in the village, the challenge shifts from cardio to navigation. It's a labyrinth of narrow alleys and hidden plazas around every corner. We spent our final hour wandering the lower town. The church of Santa Maria de la Mesa sits in the heart of it all, a baroque reminder that even in a town this small, they didn't skimp on the grandeur. There's a sophisticated calm to Zahara in the off-season. It's lovely to stop and chat with other travellers comparing where you visited and where you should still go. So, a couple of hours in Zahara de la Sierra. We've seen the heights, explored the depths, and managed to avoid the major gravitational mishaps. If you're looking for a slice of authentic Spain without the summer swelter, November is the answer. I'd definitely give Zahara 10 out of 10 for the views. It's not the easiest place to get to, but well worth the effort. Don't forget to check out the other videos in this series. If you enjoyed travelling with us, we'd really appreciate a like and subscribe.